so as you continue through the brush and the jungle, cutting your way, it's been about 25 or so, coming up on 30 minutes since you left the trail. You've been making decent, headway, but also you don't know how far away Kass is. So I'm going to have somebody roll me another d10 as you cut your way through the brush of the jungle.
10.
Good job again.
Don't know if it's good or bad yet.
So you continue your way through, and without warning, this smell just kind of hits your group. It is very, very sweet. And for the first second or two, you're you don't even see where it's coming from. Ayla, I'll have you roll a nature or survival, whichever one. Check.
Poison, so that's a disadvantage, right?
Nope, you just took poison damage. You are not poisoned.
Oh, I'm not poisoned.
You are not poisoned.
Oh, okay. How did I... Wow. Was that survival? That's a 3.
Or nature.
I'll go with the 3.
Okay. It's not a smell that you're familiar with, but as you all continue through, it's starting to fill the air around you, and it is so sweet. At first you're oh, that's really nice. It's almost like a honey, nectar smell, but then it starts to it fills the air around you. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw as you start to cut through, and then you see these off to the side, this beautiful large flower that is kind of growing off of a tree and just dripping with nectar and filling the air around you.
Oh, is it saving?
Yes, saving throw.
You gotta stop doing
19.
4. 16. Plus 2, 18.
21.
Nice.
Okay.
It's not our day.
We live on this island.
Should have just stayed on the fucking cart and let these people go out and die.
You all feel sick. It is not pleasant. It was too much, and you start cutting your way quickly, trying to pay attention. Make a survival check at disadvantage, and the two of you just start vomiting in your spot. You're just choking, and you have to get out of this area.
13.
You said survival for
Yeah.
me? Or that's an 18. This one's harder to read. 17, right?
So you see the two, your two companions that are just behind you, coughing, and you're trying to go as fast as you can as the smell, and Ayla and Iolite are both just getting sick as you guys are going.
Eldon's gonna take that cloak that he has and pull it up over his nose if he can.
Okay. Yeah, you'll trying to push your way through. You go quickly and are able to keep track of the
prints.
tracks that you are following. Not just footprints. At this point, you're seeing little bits of lace that have pulled off of her clothing, cracked branches and whatnot as you were going.
Okay, cool.
One more D10 as you probably you saw these big huge flowers that were almost hanging off of trees, and they are no longer in your vision. You feel like you've moved your vision.
It's fucking
Okay.
You see your character's gonna walk it. BAM!
You alright, right? Go back to your father.
Another 5 minutes of travel. You feel like you're 35 or so minutes in, getting a little bit panicky that your time is running out, because you still would have to make your way back to the road. What did you roll? Sorry, an 8?
8.
You come across this like large tunnel, but it's a tree trunk that is rotted. It's like this impossibly large, this huge tree that has fallen off to the side, and there are little trees that are like growing out of it. And you kind of like peek in, and you can see this long tunnel that goes down into darkness.
Eldon's gonna call into it her name.
Okay. So you yell in, Kass! It echoes a little bit, but then it's really damp inside, you can tell. You don't hear anything.
Can I see further down it than them because of dark vision, or not, is it not dark enough?
So you can like look in and you see like it's a long tree trunk that goes like way, it's huge. Like this tree, you don't know how, maybe it's like 100 feet or so up that fell. They're large trees, huge trees, small ones, but then also like broken and other trees that have started to grow. It's been here for a very long time.
Is there a way to go around it?
Oh yeah, you can go around it. It's not blocking you. It's just off to the side.
I don't recommend we go in there. Perhaps we go around, find the other end.
Can I fire an arrow into the side of that, like on the inside? Not
You hear the
not
slam, the
down
sound
the
of
tunnel,
rending
but like
flesh.
into like if the mouth like
Yeah.
my worry is that this is a mouth. You said it was damp.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna like shoot like at an angle, so you know what I mean?
No, you hear the thunk as it like
And nothing
disappears
happens.
into the
That doesn't mean shit.
My worry is that I was gonna like take one step in and it was gonna
It
be
can
like,
still be a wooden mouth.
Weird things have happened in our games.
I am going around this
Okay.
mouth tree.
The mouth tree. Is there the hole in the other end?
We'll find
You
out.
can continue on and find out.
Okay.
So you guys travel along the side of it. You come to the other.
The prince. I'm sorry. Did the prince go inside?
Make a survival check.
Or, okay. 17, 8. Survival 18. 17.
You look and
I'd have to
see
look
that
at
the
his
prince
page.
actually go off in another direction from there.
Good,
So they-
she's not that dumb.
So that she didn't go.
She did not go.
All right, then I'll just continue to follow the tracks.
So you continue on.
Good call,
Away.
devil woman.
Roll a d10.
I'm the
Sorry.
only one.
Your turn.
That's it, yep.
This is a 10.
10.
Okay.
Yay. Wait. That didn't go well
The
last
tree
time.
stands up.
All right. So you continue hacking your way through. There are some areas where it opens up and you're able to like walk through more easily without having to worry about making a path for yourselves. You are walking along when you hear this like crack and like rustling of leaves that are actually coming from up above. And
Don't touch the monkeys.
I said leave the monkeys alone.
Are they howler monkeys? Because those tend to urinate down from the tops of trees.
Iolite. As you all are kind of like walking along, taking a look up in the air, you feel a
Monkey urine.
you feel something like almost smack the back of your head and pull. Do you have anything on your hair, like on your head, a hat, any kind of something that holds your hair in place, or?
I have like a braid. My hair's braided. I could be wearing the hood of my cloak, theoretically, but not like anything.
Do you have anything that is that can be taken off of your?
No.
No jewelry, no nothing.
No. Wait. On
Just
my
like-
on
yeah.
my head?
On your head or like on your torso, upper shoulders area.
No.
So you just feel a smack on the side of your head, and you look, and just can barely see with your passive perception. You see like a purple tail that goes flying off. Ayla, do you have anything that is up on above from here up that can be taken off?
Earrings, necklace.
Okay. Anything
In my hair?
No, just anything that means something to you. Just
No.
earrings, necklace. Okay. You see one of the necklaces that you're wearing gets ripped off, and you see a monkey, one of the wine-tailed langurs, just like swoop by, like smack the back of your head, comes over, grabs the necklace, and is going off.
Can I use my whip to grapple it?
Make an attack.
Fucking monkeys from Jumanji.
I will also. I mean, you can.
Oh, Jesus Christ! That's a 0.
I was gonna say you can, but also you would know that like the wine-tailed langurs are not to be touched.
There's no law out here.
What?
Law's not here.
No, it has nothing to do with the law. They are. I mean, there is a law, but they are also like the fact that. Okay, I'll put it this way. The fact that one of the wine-tailed langurs even just got that close to you on this island would be like the most honorable thing that could have happened.
Okay, fine. I won't whip it.
Like you
I'll let it take my expensive jewelry.
You see it like swoop down. The rest of you look and see this very.
Sneeze in the direction of your wife next time.
What the fuck, man?
Get her sick.
I was gonna say, you
Jesus.
You
Now
see-
that was your
Be
job
like
way
me.
longer, Adam. That was your job way longer than me,
This
buddy.
next thing, I instantly turn this way.
I was gonna say that. He'd be like,
Sneeze at his wife.
You see this like gray-haired, very thin, monkey that like long limbs with a very long tail that's this like off-color purpley red, little like fuzzy face. It's thin. It's probably. I mean, it swooping by really fast makes it look smaller than it is, but in reality, it's probably like from like end to end, it's probably like 4-ish feet, but the body is like so small, and the tail is probably the size of the body plus a little bit. It just like swoops off into the trees, and it's probably like 20 to 30 feet up and to the side, and stops in the tree looking at you all, and is like hanging from the tree with the necklace in its hand. And you, being from this island and knowing that, firstly, no one touches the wine-tailed langur. Secondly, no one hurts them. There is punishment involved if you do. You know that they are magical. You know that they are seen, but not. You know, they don't hang out around people. Like this has just swooped down and is like looking at you, hanging from the trees.
Right. I'm honored.
Okay.
I'm honored and out of jewelry. Right. Yeah. Leave it alone. It is actually it's a great honor for us to see such things up close.
what's so special about them?
Well, first of all, they are protected by the law here. Second, they are said to contain magical properties. So, let them do as they will.
It kind of hangs there and then like jumps over to another branch holding your necklace. Drops it down so that you can see it. And then hops forward, like back a little bit, looking at you.
I'll walk over to where it dropped it.
It didn't drop it. It drops it so that you can see it. And
Oh, I
it's
thought you meant it was
literally-
like.
Ring it?
I thought you meant it was like. I dare you.
No. It's like holding it down and is up in the tree.
Oh.
And moves back another one
While it's looking at me.
while it's looking at you.
We should follow it.
Okay.
She says that as a suggestion, but doesn't wait for you.
It's So you're following it.
Yes.
It starts to swing through, like as you get closer, it starts to swing through the trees, going faster than like you can keep up with it, but then waiting as you go.
Do the prints follow in that direction?
Make a survival check or perception.
Yeah, I'm going perception. Oh, nice. That was a 19. 19 plus 3, 21.
So you stop for a moment looking.
22, I'm sorry. Yeah, I had 4, not... Sorry.
You stop for a moment looking at the tracks as the others like continue on, and you notice that it seems like it's going in that direction.
I'd tell everybody.
Right. So the langur just keeps going, swooping from one tree to the next, jumping, making little like hooting noises as it goes, and as you're following it, it's almost going like faster and faster as you head along. You have to cut your way through a little bit, and it takes probably another like 10 minutes or so of going, and you're like following this thing, and it's taking quite a bit of time. But because you have to hack and slash and get through, eventually it jumps down in front of you all, but probably about 15 or so feet away, and leads you around a large tree trunk that has fallen.
Is it the same one that we saw before?
No,
Okay.
you've continued on. And then it just kind of stops, and as you come around the trunk, you see it there. It jumps up out of your reach 15, 20 feet, so it leaves the necklace there. And stooping down, you can see there is a hole that is in front of you. And not very deep. Like, as you bend down to pick up and look down, you can see a probably 6 foot deep hole that is like a slight angle, but not enough that like an unskilled person could crawl out. And you just see a little person, lizard folk, dragonborn person, like in this hole, just like kind of crying a little bit, but also looking so tired. And she's just like covered in dirt.
Are there any like fruit trees nearby?
I mean, there's fruit trees kind of.
You said it's about 6 feet.
Just 6 feet down.
Kyle start to climb down. Hey
Okay.
there, are you all right?
She's gonna, like, she looks up and she just jumps up, and like you see the recognition immediately on her face, and she just grabs on.
Okay.
And she starts crying.
Okay, you're safe now. Let's get you back to your father. And he's just gonna like move her like to like piggyback style and climb out.
I'm gonna take like a big banana leaf and then like some of the fruit, pick some fruits and just cut them and like kind of place a little like altar for the monkey.
Okay.
And just do like a motion of respect.
Okay. So you
instead
kind of
whipping it.
climb out of the hole, and she's holding on, and you can hear her like crying. Her crying gets a little bit louder because of that like adrenaline rush that just kind of rushes through you, and then you like take a few minutes to like gather and cut, and the monkey is just sitting there watching. You see as you're gathering everything, you see like a couple more that like pop out and all kind of look, and then another, the one that led you here, it waits for you to step away. Like if you present this leaf and put everything out, it will wait until you step back and then come down
Smart monkey.
and just grab a banana. A couple of the other ones come down, and they don't eat it, but they just sit there and look at you all.
They sit there and judge.
Yeah. You have only about 10 minutes to get back before your hour.
No, well, that's not happening, but it is rather remarkable that the child came this far unharmed, relatively speaking. We must make it back. We are probably going to have to walk. But we'll be on the road, and it will be safer.
Let's move quickly to get back to the road.
I don't think I've heard that one speak before. I do not like his voice.
So you see the wine-tailed langurs. They just kind of watch as you turn and, you know, doing your bows or honorifics. They don't react. A couple of them come over, and then as you're walking away, they start eating whatever you've left, and then gather up and begin to head back into the trees. You're heading back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna have you do a survival check, and it will determine how long it takes you.
All of us?
No, you can do. I mean, I'm assuming the two of you have been leading the charge, so you can do either each one of you rolls, or you can roll with advantage.
What do you want to do?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Guidance.
Oh, okay. Guidance. You see, like, is guidance touch? So
Yes.
you'll have to touch.
Eldon's gonna be like, not shy away, but just kind of be like, it's pretty
Do you wanna
good,
roll
pretty
with
good
advantage?
touch. Hey, it's your character's call. You didn't do it last time because you because your character doesn't like me. So
You're right. I still don't.
is he 15? Oh, plus a D4, right?
Yep.
That's a bad 4.
Plus 2. That's 17 plus 3. You said it was survival?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
should be
plus
rolling
1, I'm
so much
sorry.
better than this.
So
You
15,
should.
16, 17,
Yes.
18.
Okay.
Thanks for the guidance.
You are knowing you're about I mean, you can't tell the exact amount of time down to the second that you've been out, but you begin trekking back the way that you came. You didn't come across anything overly stressful other than, I mean, you make your way as you get closer to the all right, so I'll give you actually an option here. You will have to go through those flowers again that made you sick. So, or you can try to go around, but you don't know what around is. There was just an area with these big flowers that huge petals and then just nectar that kind of was dripping off of them. How will you, with a child, handle this?
Eldon's gonna take off his cloak and wrap her in it and cover her face. And if she has just literally
Okay.
eyes. But completely, you know what I'm saying, cover and hopefully try to filter all that out.
Okay.
He's gonna pat her head and Draconic will say, don't worry, little one. We'll get you back to your father.
Okay.
Still on your back, right?
Mm-hmm. Kyle try and move as quick as possible through.
Okay.
Just gonna keep hauling ass, right?
So you're gonna try to go fast.
Yeah, we're gonna try to haul
All
ass.
right.
I don't have enough clothes to do that.
I mean,
But it was just that was the only thing to protect the kid, I guess.
All right. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna have you all roll a con save again, but
Learn
I'm
this.
lowering the I'm gonna lower the DC just because it could slow you down if some people start puking a little bit. But
Before we go, I'm actually gonna dampen the cloak in the front of her face, try to make it so you know how you would do that to for smoke.
yeah. Okay.
And the sickness is based on the smell of it.
Yes, it's
Okay.
based on
We just plug our noses and run.
yeah.
I'm
Everybody
gonna
can
cover
roll.
my face with my.
yeah.
Kyle hold his breath.
I'm taking a big leaf.
Take a leave.
Go ahead and roll your con saves.
Oh my fucking god.
That's good.
Well, you're going.
Would Kai be okay
There.
because he's holding his breath?
You can roll.
Do I need to? Just
You can.
Oh,
Okay.
con save.
I was like,
It's the same thing. I keep
ooh,
forgetting.
no.
Con save.
No.
I'm throwing a lot.
Oh,
It's a
10.
15.
all right. So Kai.
She just went, oh, God.
Kai and Eldon, you're trying to move fast, but then you see Kethra and Ayla and Iolite are all they're trying to go, but they just keep going like and like going off to the side. You kind of push yourselves through because you've got the kid, but you have to wait like on the other end a couple of seconds, but every 30, 40 seconds kind of adds
He's got
up.
the kid, so can I go back and help?
Yeah, I mean they're making their way. They're just kind of
But if I can go back and help and speed things up, and I'll probably have to
You can
roll
help
again, but
probably one person, but it'll still add a little bit of time. You guys rolled really bad.
what'd you guys even roll?
I rolled a 1.
A 10.
2 people rolled 1s?
I rolled a 1. Yeah.
So you can help, but
And
you
you
still
rolled a
end
10, which is like a 1 but with a 0.
That was with a +2. Yeah.
Yeah, so you feel like you've spent a little bit more time than you wanted, and you have to take a couple seconds. Once you get out of the area of the smell, you just like, it's like one of those where like you're like, yeah, you're like shaking a little bit from the just like, you have to take deep breaths and like get through.
How's the lizard girl?
She's okay with the dampness and being told to
just
hold her
peeing
breath,
down
and
his
with
back.
with Kai running, like kind of, you had already made a path for, I mean, it's not a beautifully beaten path, but you've made a path that you could get through more quickly. So, so you get through that. You come to your ruins as well. It's just instead of obviously going through, you have to go, around. And as you're going through that, you're again thought of like, this is like some kind of miracle that this child did not get overtaken by these vines. But
I mean, we don't know if she's a pod person yet.
Well, that and she didn't reach up and grab
she did not
the vines.
necessarily touch them. You don't know. Maybe she did. Don't know. But you make your way through. All in all, you feel like probably a good half hour. By the time you break through,
Sort of 20 minutes behind.
maybe about that. Like you break through the to the road and look, either way. You can see where the carts like went back onto the road, and have continued to the west.
They really left us here.
Good soldiers follow orders. We'll be safe. As long as we stay on the road. We have the child now. It will not be dark by the time we get there.
How long is it a walk from where we are to the city?
You were about 2 hours away.
From
By wagon?
by wagon.
By wagon, but it's not like you were booking it. A wagon doesn't go all that much faster than walking.
So 2.5, 3 hours.
No, only like 2 hours, even
So-
walking. I mean, you can go faster
2
than a
hours.
wagon if you want to try to speed it up.
Best get walking then.
Does anybody have any water to offer this child?
Yeah, it's like a canteen. To the child.
Okay.
I
Are you
only
letting
said
her
it, I
off
only
your,
said it because I already said I doused some on the thing.
Are you letting her off your back?
Kyle give her the choice if she wants to stay
Okay.
there. He'll just keep
She'll
walking.
she'll get off of your back. So she climbs down, gives you back your cloak, and then she drinks some of the water. Probably a little bit more than you would have liked, but she's a kid and none of you matter.
Just
Only she matters.
back splat.
doing that kid
back
drink where it's
spit
like-
into it.
Leaves that layer of lizard slime all over it.
The funny thing, Eldon, where he's from, it doesn't matter that he's just
He's from there.
from where these people
Yeah.
are from, so it doesn't matter.
The slime reminds me of home.
Lizard slime.
So as you continue walking towards the west, are you going to go normal pace, or are you going to try to catch up to the wagon? If
I'll
you
try
can.
and catch up.
Like a jog.
Okay. She continues with you all, and she's very quiet. But then after a little bit, she's like, "You're bringing me back to my dad?
We are.
Thank you.
Turn
Is he mad?
No, he will be very happy.
Okay.
What made you go into the woods? Not only in, but so far.
I was following the lights.
What lights?
There's just pretty lights. It's pretty twinkling lights.
Am I familiar at all with what she's talking about?
Could be anything. With a vague description.
I see. Well, perhaps we look at the lights from afar from now on, yes?
Okay.
Okay.
He's not mad?
No.
Why didn't he wait?
He had to take your sister to your mother. And they will all be waiting for you.
Are they gonna be mad?
No, they will not be mad.
This is really Cuba shining through. I saw the eyes in the tone and I was like, yep. It's
It's
gonna
the reason she's in her 30s and not married with children.
Alright. She just got quietly.
He'll be very happy to see you again.
Okay.
Give it some more water.
So you continue walking. Is there anything you want to discuss while you're walking, or are we speeding up?
You're human. Your name again?
Eldon.
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 Eldon. Yes. You're quite skilled.
Thank you. I'm feeling better.
That will be fine.
It's good to know. Everybody did well. As well can be expected in a jungle like that.
There are surprises on this island, yes. Even living here my entire life, I would love to see those ruins more, but clearly we were not prepared for that.
I've been in the swamps and the mountains of Aporia, and I've never seen anything like that vine thing.
There are no dangerous predators here, but there are dangerous plant life.
Close enough to a predator for me. And my eyes are gonna linger on like those big, whatever. I imagine like a tentacle suction cup, like marks on your neck.
They will heal.
You and your friend have lived here your whole life?
I have.
Okay.
I just... What brings you to the island, the festival, yes?
And Joy Festival, yes.
And the first time for all of you. And you part mute.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's mostly.
I see, and you are three familiar with each other.
A bit. Not super well acquainted, but long enough. And
Oh.
you?
And me what?
You too?
Yes, we are very well acquainted.
Oh.
You had the right idea with the flame.
Oh, thank you.
Your aim was just off.
My aim sucked. I'm very sorry.
It was horrible.
It was horrible.
It wasn't good.
My apologies.
It was a nice
We
try.
can all
though.
agree. We can all agree. My aim is not the best. My apologies.
You'll get the next giant ruin-sized vine monster, I'm sure, though. You'll get it.
I hope to the gods. Yes.
There was a monster? My dad told me that there's no monsters in Yamari.
Oh, no monsters. Just plants. Hungry plants.
Giant, angry, hungry plants.
Nothing to worry.
Okay.
Here, have a mango.
Here, I don't know.
Just grab another mango.
I wish it was like that. You could just jog, just grabbing fruit off trees.
Here it's like that.
Shut up, kid.
If you want to grab one,
Eat some
you can.
fruit.
If you hand her one, she'll happily eat it.
No, I would definitely shove a mango.
Okay.
in her face.
She starts eating it as you walk.
My tail gives me my knife.
Do you have any recommendations for the Joy Festival?
Do I?
Well, you've been here. You said you've been to many of them, right?
I'm waiting for the voice in the sky to tell me what they know of.
There's a lot to do at the Joy Festival, so it really depends on what folks are interested in. So there are festival games, there are competitions. You know that every year there's this like competition where everyone gets. It's almost, I don't want to say flag football. It's not flag football, but you know those little like sashes that we used to get when we were playing flag football back in school. Everyone gets one of those, and like whoever holds on to theirs or gathers the most.
It's flag tag.
Essentially, by the end of the festival, gets like a prize. There are everyone plays.
There are the hot springs, of course.
The hot springs, which is what Imari is most known for. Just all kinds of games: apple bobbing, greased pig, dagger competitions. Iguana racing, spin the wheel. There's just like pretty much bottle throwing, whatever you would
There are
like.
the performances.
And you're one of them? I think I overheard.
Yes.
She's really good.
Really? Be interested to see.
I'm sure it would. You are more than welcome.
Cuba has to roleplay that now.
I absolutely sort of will.
I can just see undulating weirdly.
Unfortunately, I don't get my thing to enthrall like up to 60 people till 3rd level.
Kass says, I've been to the hot springs. It's nice.
Do you have any favorite games, little one?
I like the apple bopping.
Apple bopping?
Apple bopping.
I can't tell if you just fucked that up or if it was the way a little kid would say it.
Kind of both, I think.
Either way, it was perfect.
Apple bopping. I like
Apple
that.
bopping.
She's eating. I like the apple bopping. And the snatch a laugh challenge.
That sounds awesome.
That's
It sounds great.
That's the little sashes. I almost
Snatch a shat? Snatch a sash?
snatch a laugh.
Snatch a laugh? I know I can't speak.
Snatchy McNasty.
The hot springs are nice. They make you feel good.
Oh, nice. I think we could all use a little bit of that. Do you have any recommendations on places to stay in the city?
So the way that it works,
She didn't send me any of this.
would you have read it?
Yes.
That's a fair fight.
The question is, would I have remembered it?
So the way that you can portray to everyone is an interesting. So you can either say or I can describe it when you actually see it. So it depends. Would she share right now when he asks that question, or would you be like, oh, I'll wait and see, kind of thing? Okay.
Tell 'em
So
about the
you-
fucking accommodations.
You know that. So the way that it works is like, Balstead is not a large village, and it's known. It's like the stopover for. You go there not because you want to be in Balstead. You go there to see the hot springs about a mile away. It's definitely a touristy place. It's kind of like you go and like, but you're there for the hot springs.
Go there, buy some tchotchkes and
Yeah, it's like
chintzy
little
bullshit.
things and trinkets and cool like little people that you. But on the way when the Joy Festival happens, there are far too many people for this village. So what happens is like starting about a half a mile from the village, there are these pop-up tents that the further away, the less fancy, but these, and I'll describe it as you go, but like that if you want to cheaply stay for the Joy Festival, you can stay in the pop-up tents at the very edge, like half a mile away. But then there's also a couple of places that you could stay under normal circumstances if they weren't full, because the rich people have come for the Joy Festival. So
Where are we staying?
you're staying in the village.
Okay, so
You
we're
are
not in
a
a tent.
performer. You're not in one of the far tents.
You're not in the nosebleeds.
There are these tents where
We don't got the lawn seats.
there are these tents where you can pay for like a couple of hours of sleep at a time. Like they have to make money somehow, so you can pay like, I want to sleep for 4 hours, and you pay for your cot or whatever. And then as you get closer to the city, in addition to there being these tents that have other things, there are pop-up tents, but they're more established. It's like a room. You get your own little spot, or you can stay under normal circumstances in the Patient Fae, which has a couple of rooms, actually several rooms, 11 of them. And then there is also the Smiling Eyes Free House, which is, it's not actually free. No, it's not free. But lots
False
of
advertisement. All right, I want to talk to the local magistrate. We'll own that place.
It's actually really big for Balstead. It's got a lot of rooms, and that's where people with money
Where would
would
the
stay.
ambassador be staying? We don't know. I suppose we don't have to find him if we catch up to the wagon. You said just we jab along.
You take turns carrying the little one as you
I
go.
know.
Probably takes you
You've
about.
got the most appendages.
It takes you less than an hour, but more than what you would have hoped, because you got a kid that weighs a lot of pounds.
Lizard folk are heavy.
I figure it's like 2 iguanas in
Well,
one.
she's a kid. She's like maybe 7 or so.
Oh,
She's
so
like
5.
50
It's all,
or
it's
60.
all that scales.
She's like 60 pounds.
That's a lot of lizard.
That's a normal size for like a 7-year-old. She's just wearing her clothes are a little damp. She's a little bit heavier. But you kind of like round a bend and you see the carriage, but you see it's the goods carriage is the one in the back. The one that you were in is the one in the front. So you can see you hear like the rickety, and you continue like trying to make your way up, but you don't see the carriage with the people yet.
Start calling out. Oh, so we only saw one.
You can see the back of the carriage. Like the other one's probably in front.
And so how far away are they?
Within yelling distance.
Oh, yeah, they're yellow.
Okay, so you yell out, and then you see that the carriage slows, and then stops, and you see like the head pop around the corner of the dwarven coach, and you hear a yell, and then you see like as you're making your way, you see Kass just like run around and like appear and just run. And then he gets down, and the two of them.
Seemed like he was on a
I
wall.
don't know, it's just like, I picture a lizard running, it's like...
Nope, he's just running like a normal 2-legged person.
one arm.
Runs, and like as she goes, "Daddy," she starts crying, and then they get together, and he holds her in a hug, and then
She's
Aroka
getting
comes around.
snot all over my cowl.
Yeah. Her
She
sister
molts.
comes around, and then you see the 2 soldiers come around as well, and you see Dan first, the half elf, half human, and he says, "Oh wow, well done. I was expecting to have to come back for you. She looks unhurt.
She is unharmed.
Very shocking. You look horrible, Ayla.
It was not pleasant.
Oh, you look like you had the worst part of the whole thing. The rest of you look all right.
Yes.
Oh, Iolite, too. A little bit.
I will be fine by performance time.
I hope so.
That's what it's makeup for, yes?
Yeah, you're not performing the first night, right?
No, not tonight.
All right. Well, maybe we can get something for you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you all for doing that.
Yes. You can thank that human over there. It was his insistence and tracking skills.
I couldn't have done it without everybody. It was a team effort.
Well, thank you. And You see Kass gets up at this point and is just like, thank you. And does like a handshake for everyone, like going around, just thank you so much. My heart has been just pounding in my chest, and I could not, if I had to face my wife, I don't know. I'm sure she's going to reward you in some fashion too. I don't have anything really, we've got our bags, but thank you.
You're very welcome.
Just glad she got back safe.
And Aroka comes over, and she just kind of like holds up your flute, and it's sticky.
I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna try to just do a little like on it.
Your finger like sticks on one of the holes.
And then just
blow bubbles.
give me a chunk of something like rolls out.
Yeah, it doesn't roll out, so put your finger on it.
She says, thank you for finding my sister.
You're very welcome.
Remember, stay on the roads.
I didn't go out. I told her not to go. She's the one who went there. I stayed here.
Yeah.
What's done is done.
And she goes over and sees like Nyx, who's been either in your pack or in your pack.
Yeah.
Okay. She just kind of like, as you're all standing, you see Aroka, because Kass is still being like hugged and whatever. But she just kind of like comes behind and is staring up at your cat. It's like
Kethra will take her up and pick Nick down and let
she
him play
pets
with the
her
cat.
with her
The pet
sticky
cat.
hands.
Yeah, we'll clean him up later. Clean her up later.
Cats love giant lizards.
And yeah. So what's her name? Amaret just says like, well, we don't have any kind of treasures or anything like that for you, so
Sitting and riding in peace will be all the reward, I think.
Ah,
we need right
alright.
now.
Yeah, come. We should still make a good time. So you all load back up on the back of the wagon. The gnome and the half drow, half orc are sitting there. The gnome looks at you all and is, well done. I honestly was expecting a worse outcome. So, wow. That's what most of this person's probably said. But they look impressed, whereas they've been trying to...
Is this the swole little...
No, not swole. They're like lithe, like they're a boxer, not a... Yeah, they're just very... Like you can see the muscle definition, but they're...
They're like a fighter that's like one of those like 120 pounds. Was really little guy.
Bantamweight, little... It's nothing but muscle.
It's a lovely island you've got here.
Oh,
he's
I'm
gonna
not...
start. He's gonna start
not
like,
from here.
cleaning his weapons from all the sap from the vines and shit.
Just predigitation is close. He's cleaned himself up now that we're back with the group.
Eldon doesn't care at all that he's filthy. He seems right at home with mud on his boots. And did the girl give back the cloak at any point?
Yeah, she hands it back to you.
Lovely. It's all snot.
Mm-hmm.
Ayla is...
Okay. Alright, so you continue on your way, going, like, there's a little bit of a picked up pace from what you're used to try to, like, obviously make up a little bit of time. You're not going to go crazy with it, but, let's see.
So, when we're riding, Eldon's gonna look. Are you sleeping or?
No,
Just
it's
like
just
close.
one of those like, oh, that was such bullshit. Type of leaning back in my head, like on resting, like on the wall thing.
Eldon's gonna lean forward. So the cask said something about a reward. What do you guys think it'll be? I looked at you just like, fuck, I know.
I don't know.
If we're lucky, it'll be money.
Oh, typically with nobility, yes, it is money. And unless they are farmers of nobility, but I would say it would be some sort of monetization of things, yes.
Sweet. So much for conversation starters, I guess.
Is that your drive? Money.
Oh no, I was just curious. Do you miss your expensive necklace?
I have it.
Oh, jeez, you picked it up. I thought you left it on the little altar of fruit.
No, I took my fucking necklace back.
Did you put it back on? Is it all broken? Or?
No, it's back on.
Oh, okay.
It's just covered a little monkey.
Monkey on your necklace. I got snot on my cowl. Okay, I tried. Eldon's actually saying that out loud. I tried.
So in the carriage, the somewhat like burly, darker skinned, half drow, half orc, you see them like reach into her pack. She has like this backpack that's been her. And she pulls out this like wrapped little package and undoes it and just like leans into all of you and says, I was really impressed with what you did. I was gonna save this for some friends I was meeting at the festival, but I think you deserve it. You're probably hungry. So she opens up the package and there's these little like pastries. They're almost like croissants, but they're probably filled with like chocolate or some kind of cream. And she just like gives you the paper so that you can go around and take. Like I make these. I'm from Mosswick, and I'm a baker, so I made these. I mean, they were fresh yesterday, but they're.
Oh, delicious! This is the. Was this the guard?
No, this is the half drow, half orc.
Oh, for some reason I thought that was
Ieri. Yeah, Ieri is her name.
The Drauk.
Drock.
And yeah, they're like flaky still. I mean, not if when you take a bite, you think like if these were fresh yesterday, like they still taste so good. Maybe it's the way she wrapped them, but you get like whichever one you want, chocolate or just like a simple cream or whatever. But they are very, very good. And she just kind of like smiles as she looks at all of your faces while you're eating them.
They're excellent.
Where in Mosswick is your bakery?
Well, I'm kind of near the like eastern side. My store is actually you've come there before.
Oh.
I mean, I've seen you. It's nothing special. It's just called the Bread Basket. You know, simple name. But you've come in before.
No, I shall make more of an effort to come in more often then.
Thank you. Yeah, we're pretty busy, and usually I like to come to the Joy Festival to just get my name out there and make sure folks are supplied with really good pastry. So, yeah.
These are fucking great. Did you call it Pastry Palace or Croissant Corner? Or...
Kai
Yeah, that's
pushes his.
No sham, just eating all the sweets. Yeah, Kethra too?
Iolite's eating
You
hers,
did
but looking
majority of
just
the work.
absolutely repulsed. But yeah, it's just like
I mean, how the little kid was drinking that water is what. Let's just say Inoporio, the reptiles don't have like the best cuisine. They don't do pastries.
Yeah, we, I mean, if sweets aren't your thing, and if you find yourself in Mosswick after, you know, we do savory stuff too, so.
Meat pies?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Fine, no one gets that joke.
We do. I wasn't going for any of that. was genuinely curious.
Alright.
I will see. Maybe, perhaps we can get these to be sold at the concert hall.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. We
I
could
will talk to. I cannot read this name. Do you remember how to pronounce this? Melapone. I don't. It's
sound
an
like-
ancient Greek name.
Now you sound like the
Malephony?
guy.
No.
Maleficent.
Hold on, I need to find your note.
South Park.
I need to write the
Jimmy?
phonetic
No.
way of saying this name.
Is that Jimmy?
Yes.
Jimmy-
Yeah, 'cause Timmy's the owner.
Jimmy. Hello.
Like I feel there's like an F, even though there's no F in it. There's like an F sound.
Whoa, Tiff Crab.
Melpomene. No.
Spell it.
Melpomene.
Melpomene.
Yeah.
No F at all.
Yeah, no, there's no. Yeah, you confused me when you wrote it the first time because you're like, this is PH.
Wait, you
but
wrote
there's
it
no.
and you didn't know how to pronounce it?
No, I just copy and pasted. I like the meaning of the name.
Oh,
You
okay.
just added an H in after
Oh,
the
I was
P.
gonna say, how did you write it and not?
I have it here. I just don't have.
Like you weren't looking, you were just typing.
Melpomene.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yes. I will talk to Melpomene.
Yeah.
Not Melpomene.
I mean, luckily we have a decent reputation, so folks do tend to come by. But I'm happy to. That would be great. Yeah.
So
Well,
thanks.
yeah.
We'll come
sure.
see your cart or whatever you have.
Yeah, we'll have a little tent, a pop up, just meeting one of my staff up there. And just had to make sure that the store was good before I headed out. So cool, yeah. All right.
Just big smile on Eldon's face. He doesn't know when to say bye. He just...
Well, you're all sitting there, so you're doing bye, right? So yeah, you continue on, and as described, about half a mile or so, you know now that you're starting to get closer because you start to actually hear the voices of people looking along the sides of the carriage. You start to see like the tents. You start hearing like people like yelling out to each other on either side. The tents that are popping up are not boring looking. Like, when you picture a medieval setting, it's so like drab and European. But this is more, I mean, it is really dark and
I'm
stone
picturing
and
the
boring.
Quidditch World Cup.
Well, this is,
Like those tents are awesome. I want to live in one of those tents.
but these tents are like colorful. Like the point of this is like color, and there's like flowers. You can see the first tents that you come across on either end as people are like shuffling in and out. These are likely the ones where you rent like a cot or something. You see some people come out that are the proprietors. They're just kind of like watching as the cart goes by, and there are all these individuals like shuffling between each of the tents. And as you go along, you can start to smell like foods that are being cooked in the tents, different drinks, and just like scents of herbs and spices, all these different aromas that like are not all from Yamari. There's just a smattering of cultures and everything that are here. And as the tents get closer and closer, and as you go closer to the village, you see that the tents are starting to get like bigger, more elaborate. There's more decoration. You see as you're walking along, one of the proprietors of a tent is like this old, like kind of larger human lady, just wearing like lots of color, but she's got this little bag, and she's like kind of scattering, and as she does these flower petals, like kind of like boop, 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 they become flowers that just like decorate along the tent that she has. Some of them are clearly more for staying and sleeping. Others, you can see that there are things for sale. There's scarves and like jewelry, it looks like, and then like some food carts, and you're continuing on, getting closer and closer to the village. You see like you begin to see the village like off in the distance now, and a large statue that's in the center as you're approaching, and there are tents just popped up everywhere, and now there are people all over the place. Very, very loud. I don't have the sounds for that, but the jungle sounds have started to fade, so you can see the
Those were common.
so you can see that like this big open space as you approach, and like the cart starts to slow down, veering off to the side. You see all these food vendors. You can smell like chickens being roasted along the sides. Everything it is very, very busy. There's fresh baked bread stalls, and you can see like where when the cart slows down, Ieri just kind of like nods and says, "Well, I'll see you around." It's very decorated, but the festivities haven't started yet, so it's super busy. There's people all over the place. Ieri pops off of the carriage and then heads over to one of the stalls. You can see that there are like games being set up and everything, but the festival starts in earnest in 2 days. So, yeah. You find yourselves in a kind of town square. There's a large statue in the center, as mentioned, of a smiling woman. She's like very curvy, like super curvy. She's smiling up, like big, like laughing grin, smiling up at the sky. She's got this ornate kind of flowery headdress on, flowers all across, bare midriff, kind of like very island like style of dress in this statue, and her hands are up and she's just laughing up at the sky. In behind her there's a large stone slab that is it looks like it's a natural thing that has been there. It's very, very large and smoothed out on the top, and you can see that it's kind of set up like a stage in a way. Nothing crazy, almost like a stage that people will eventually perform on, but it's like a natural stone. And then all around you can see behind that there is a larger building, one of the largest buildings in the square, that looks like it is most likely the like town hall of some kind. And then all along the sides you can see little village houses, and then what appear to be like two inn/taverns that are on opposite sides of the square. Lots of pop-up stalls, and everything is very colorful. All of the buildings are made of stone and colored in these bright like oranges, pinks, blues, like whatever they can color things. And then you can see also like a stables area where folks who are coming in have dropped off their horses and whatnot, and there's another carriage that seems to lead off a road towards the east, and there's a little sign that you can see that says like Hot Springs, and you know that that's the direction. And as the carriage like comes to a final rest after Ieri has jumped off, you see the guards come over. A couple of other ones come over to greet them, and they like explain. You can see them like giving them the rundown on what happened. And then the carriage driver of the goods coach comes down, this dwarf, and starts like, "All right," to the three of you. "All right, it's time to unload. Bring it over there." It comes down and around.
Alright, let's go ahead. like after all that activity, and then you sit, like when you've worked out really hard, then you sit down for a while, then you have to get back up, and you're like, oh shit, I'm all locked up.
And as you are like getting down, and when you hear "Mommy, Mommy," and then you look and you see the two, Kass and Aroka. They run towards this figure who is clearly their mother. And you see a very tall, like, she just goes, oh, my babies. So she comes down, but a very, very tall, over like 6 feet-ish tall, like, beefy, red dragonborn. With red eyes. She is wearing this elegant clothing, though. I mean, she has, it looks like she would be too hot in what she is wearing, but if she is giving no indication whatsoever. It is like ornate. There are like, there's like gold. It's a red. She's a red dragonborn, but she's wearing a red dress with like white fur along the side, gold like embroidery. She's got this long like train almost that is behind, that's a little bit like extra. She comes over, she's got these long horns that stick out the top, and then this like headdress that kind of goes down the back as if she were a dragon, that like that's where the ridges kind of would be, but they're covered in this like fur. You can see gold jewelry just everywhere, hanging off the horns, hanging off these little tiny ear things that she has, and even like hanging off these like little, I don't even know what they would necessarily be called, but the little like, they're not fur, but these
Beard,
like,
right? Like
it's
a
like a
bearded
beard.
dragon.
Yeah,
is-
like
is
it's just
called
kind of
like a
hanging
beard.
off, and there's these little gold beads that hang off of it. And she just kind of like swoops
I'm trying to remember what they call it
down.
in Turkey. I think it's called a snood.
Yeah, that's weird.
She had jewelry
Um,
hanging off her snood.
And
a beard and they have a snood.
she like comes down, and they come over and they hug her. Interestingly as well, she is wearing, the clothing that she's wearing has this like beautiful gold like pattern that's all along the chest, and you would know. I mean, this is a person with money from Emporia. The others, this might not stand out to you really, but she has a bust, like she has a bosom,
That's weird.
but she is not a humanoid that would have such a thing.
She got that
So-
boob surgery. That is expensive.
She's
That
got
is
the
expensive.
implants.
It's more likely that, as you would know, that she is wearing she's wearing something that gives her that kind of like more curvy,
The bosom of her
Like-
enemies.
like humanoid type, to accentuate and make her look. It's like an extra thing.
So she like puts it on, like hangs.
Gotta
Maybe,
put on my
but
titties this
never-
morning.
Kind of like a I was gonna say, like you know, like a fat, like how they have the fat belly.
I mean, it might just be a corset type. It's something that
Okay.
like, and you know that like the higher up folks sometimes do that when they're trying to
I think we say
present.
the higher up, the bigger the boobs.
No, not necessarily. I mean,
President of
she's-
Iporia just has these giant.
The lizard men have these giant cod pieces.
No, but she's definitely like presenting herself so that people will see. And as her child, like she just pulls away a little bit, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, Kass, you are filthy." And Kass, she says, "I got lost in the jungle." And
Plants almost ate me.
you see, like her eyes just look up at her husband, and he's like, she just took off into the jungle. It was ridiculous. She's okay. She's okay. And her eyes are like wide, like she looks down, and then Kass starts going into a whole story about how she followed. She's just like talking, and some of the stuff she's saying probably didn't really happen, but she's just like, ah, and you can see like her mom is like, and then like looking up the father, like, what the fuck? And but Kass goes, okay, we're gonna, but these folks over here, And Kass is like, they saved me. They came in and they saved me. And she points, and you see the Dragonborn woman. She just like turns and looks over, and when she she stands up, and you don't know, maybe she's even wearing heels. Like, she is incredibly tall, and she dwarfs like her husband. He probably is about like 5.
Well, that's why you didn't want to come without the kids. She's gonna fucking eat them. You lost a child?
He's like 5.5, 5'7" or whatever. So she steps over.
Good for him, short king.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Well, he's not really a king, but
Well, you know what I mean. It's the slang these days.
Oh.
Short kings.
no, I don't know that.
I don't know that.
Oh, it's like any guy that's like
Sorry.
under 6 feet, because that's like the
Oh.
all girls want a guy over 6 feet.
I only just found out like that.
So
Like,
you call
big
us short-
boys are popular now, apparently, which means like out of shape dudes. Which I'm like, that's bullshit. If one song makes every chick want a dude
that's
that's out of
just an
shape, that
SNL
is bullshit.
skit.
That is bullshit. I don't believe that shit at all. That's a TikTok thing.
Yeah, but they call them short kings.
Oh, okay.
Guys under 6 feet that can still get pretty girls, I guess.
Oh, all right. Okay. So she just like steps over. She walks over. She's holding the hands of both of her kids, and Kass is on the other side, like his hand on the back of Aroka, and she steps over to you all like very gracefully, and the dwarf coachman just kind of steps back to let you all have your chat. She says, "Is what I hear true? Are these the folks that saved you?" And Kass says, "Yep. Mm-hmm. They gave me mango. They gave me a mango." And she steps forward, and then she like lets go of Kass's hand, and, like wipes it a little bit on her. And she's like, "I am I gotta friggin' pronounce these names that I wrote down.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
I can read it so many different ways. I am Nadola Karal. Nado.
Nador.
Nadola Karal.
Corral.
Nadola
I should got that.
Karal. Euthris.
Wait, oh, that was one.
That was her first name.
Nadola
Oh, Jesus.
Corral. Shit.
Lord.
And then you say urethra? What?
Yuthrus, which is the last name that Kass gave you as well.
Euthus?
Yuthrus.
R-U-S.
Yep.
Sounds like a dinosaur. Euthus.
She.
Eldon's gonna take that flute. He's gonna like kind of like do this and just go and blow all that shit that was in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do like a little like a, you know how you spin like a pen. He's gonna, he's gonna like get down and like go to hand it to the
Kass.
Yeah. Share this with your sister now.
She goes, "Thank you." And Nadola looks at you and just kind of smiles a little bit.
She won't smile when she's late at night. Trying to jam
is-
on that thing.
You say thank you, and says thank you. So she looks at all of you and says, "I don't know how to thank you if that's quite the story. I appreciate, I don't know, honestly, I don't know if I can repay you for such a deed."
Where you
That was
expecting?
your last victim.
I was gonna say you
Might
really
think
were
better.
expecting to eat your husband, weren't you?
We have to go back to the hotel room so I can bite his head off for this.
It's like, I recognize, are you, I believe I've seen you before.
Yes, milady, I perform here every year. with your
Ayla.
husband. Yes. Hey, pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you. She reaches out and does the like, it could be a handshake, but probably not.
I
Like
just
the-
do the lightly take it, a smooch and a bow.
Wonderful to see you. I've seen you perform, but, and you, I mean, I can tell by way that you look. I'm so sorry. You went out and put yourself in harm's way for my child.
Well, I have a soft spot for children, yes.
You only hear. I'm pretty sure you just heard
Ayla
all
rolls
that
her
in
eyes, yeah.
pain.
Heard
I
everyone's
will-
collective eye roll.
You don't even know me.
So, wow, that's very impressive. Wow. And the rest of you, strangers to my child, and still put yourselves in danger. I know that there are no creatures necessarily, but I've heard that the jungles are very dangerous. Very dangerous. And she looks down at Kass, who's just like,
They are. And she is very fortunate. In many ways. And the skills of these strangers, foreigners, fine human folk, really helped. And is what eventually found her.
well, thank you. Thank you all so much. How can I repay you?
I don't think we have a place to stay for the festival.
Eporia, you're from Eporia as well. I can hear in your accent.
That accent that I'm doing. I am, lady.
Well, where do you hail from?
By the Vastgand.
Well, the Vastgand is a huge. Where?
Stoneyard.
She looks at Kass. She's like,
It's a small granite and stone merchant city.
and is that what you do? You are a stonemason.
No, my father was.
Oh, okay.
I've taken a different path.
And what path?
Saving lost children in the woods, it seems. There's, like, no attitude. He says that genuinely. Like, he's not trying to be an asshole.
Well, you're in the right place at the right time, I suppose. That's our good fortune. Well, I only have, I'm far from home. We're here specifically for the festival. I only have, money. That seems so,
You accept money.
as if there could be a price for my child's life, but,
Money buys lodgings. Money can do.
your lodgings are taken care of.
Oh yes, we're fine.
Yes, hold on. I'll be right back. And she, like, you see her whisper to Aroka and Kass to, like, stay, and then she turns and you see her go back.
Eldon's gonna look, and he's gonna look at the Ogre, and he's gonna go,
She looks up at her father, who's like, he looks and he's like, and she starts going
I just want this dad to be like, ah. Does she have any skill with it? Can you roll for it? Oh, just these little things. They don't even cover. They don't even cover
her
the
parents
holes.
have not let her have one of these ever in her life.
She sticks it in her nose and starts blowing.
If you practice.
I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna.
Good, I'm glad.
So you see,
Can you tell I'm super spiteful over all my family giving my kid a bunch of musical instruments? The only way to, like, get back is to torment these people that don't actually exist.
you see eventually, like, she comes back. It only takes her a couple of minutes, but she comes back and she's got a little, like, sack of something. And she just says, I'm so sorry. This seems so, like, uncouth, but I didn't have multiple. I didn't want to just hand money out in the middle of the square. So I have to there's enough for all of you. She's not going to drop it in the middle of the road, but she just kind of holds it out
Eldon
And she
will
holds
actually-
it to
Incredible
you
foley art
because
right
you-
there.
Only because we've already, and in Draconic he'll say a traditional thank you. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but
Well, thank you, and if you know, and she reaches in and she gives you this like, it's like a coin, but more of a token that has a symbol that you don't quite recognize, but she hands it to you. She says, "When you get home from the festival, if you need a favor, please."
thank you, lady. I'll take it and just pocket it away. Thank you.
Well, thank you all. If I see you about, please come say hello, and I hope you enjoy the festival. We'll be here for a couple of days after as well. We're staying until about the 7th.
It's an excellent timetable, my lady. I hope you enjoy our beautiful land.
We do every year. Thank you. We'll see you around.
We will indeed. How gracious.
Before he walks, he's gonna bow to the ambassador, and then before he walks away, he's gonna like, I know they're lizard folk, so they don't have hair, but he's gonna like muss the hair on the
Muss the
top of their
scales.
heads.
They wear kind of like headdress type things.
Yeah, he's
They're
gonna like
just-
muss it up and just be like, hey, so avoid those jungles, okay?
Okay.
Then we'll get back to unloading the goods and stuff.
We'll be at the Smiling Eyes as well. Perhaps we can have a dinner on the first night of the festival. Perhaps. Come
It'd
find
be
me.
An honor.
Thank you. And they walk away towards the Smiling Eyes. And as you turn, the dwarven coachman, whose name I forgot. Hold on. Too many names. Raylan. He comes and he's like, you guys have lodgings too. I mean, it's not the best. It's like maybe about a quarter mile back, but you got something for helping. So you can save a little bit of that coin.
It's better than laying on the ground.
All right, let's get going. And as you all are standing there looking at each other for a moment as these three start getting ready.
I take my
unloading.
bags from you. Well, it was not fun, but it was interesting. I hope you come to a performance.
We will.
Enjoy the festival.
Come find us. And I don't want to split up the money on the in the middle of the town square here, but if you want, come find us at a town. Actually, is there space like by the wagon there that I can like surreptitiously?
I mean, it's pretty busy out there right now, but I mean,
I just want to be flashing a bunch of whatever it is. You know what I mean?
there are some taverns you could meet up at, either Smiling Eyes or one of the pop-ups or the Patient Fae.
Well, after we're done here, I would say you guys head on and get a bite to eat or something.
What do you think?
I think we should.
I mean, it's on the ambassador. He's gonna like clink the.
I mean, we do have to eat somewhere.
Oh, Iolite. Very well. We shall meet up with you after, yes.
Sounds good.
Alright. So, anything you want to do while as we start to pan away?
Just yet.
You just quietly, Kethra and Kai just quietly start unloading, picking up boxes and bringing them over. As the camera pans back over the entirety of Balstead and all the people shuffling around, and the two of you start heading off towards,
Oh, we're gonna take a bath.
yes, towards the Patient Fae, where you are staying. And, actually, no, you would be staying at the Smiling Eyes as well. Towards the Smiling Eyes.